Milkins, who says, why did you choose to side with Simon Darby when you had Weyman Bennett on for the debate? I didn't. Only Weyman Bennett played this thing of not wanting to talk to Simon Darby, so whenever Simon Darby made a point or asked him a question, I had to repeat it to Weyman Bennett, which frankly makes a farce of radio interviewing. It's a farce. You either don't speak, in which case you walk away, slam the phone down, walk away, you walk out of the room then with some nobility and honour, or else you go, look, I don't want to talk to this guy, but since I'm here, I might as well at least do the civil thing and have some kind of a conversation, although I'm not going to change his mind and he certainly ain't going to change mine. Then you've got something. But the bloody charade of me having to repeat Simon's points to the man was a farce. So I didn't choose to side with Simon Darby. Weyman decided to be difficult. Then John goes on to say, it sounds like you plan to purposefully stitch him up. How dare you? How very dare you? On my grandfather's grave, son. That stinks. Stinks. You wouldn't say that to my face, John Milkins. You wouldn't say that to my face if I was bound and gagged and tied up in the corner. You wouldn't say that to me. Cowardice, sending emails like that. Phone me up. Skype me. You won't. The trouble with emails, people think they can act like John Wayne when they're sending a bloody email. When will you start asking Simon Darby hard questions instead of treating him like some king? That's just all bollocks, mate. I treat him with civil respect. I just treat him with normal respect. He's a human being. I tell you, I could have gone out for a drink with either of those two guys, Simon Darby or Weyman. All right, they both seem like perfectly nice guys to me. They got a different point of view. That's where trouble starts. What you need is somebody who can act as an intermediate between people who have views that could end in disharmony, lack of understanding, and that's what I was doing. That was all I was doing. Take those accusations very personally. Right, on we crack, because all of human life is here. And this evening, amongst other things, we have the Pakistan government's decision to form a pact with the Taliban, which is a first. We have been listening to Simon Darby, the deputy leader of the BNP, talking with Weyman Bennett, although Weyman was very reluctant, and I had to relay everything that Simon said to Weyman, because Weyman refused to acknowledge that he was in a conversation with Simon Darby, which was all just a little bit infant, I thought, but anyway. Who won that one, if you heard? If you just arrived, the podcast will be up tomorrow lunchtime on playradiouk.com. Click download. I will tell you, just secretly, that the chap who said, I'll check that interview and see if it needs anything taken out, said to me afterwards it didn't need any editing, because it was great as it was. Very interesting. He said, I tried to count the number of Nazis, Hitlers, fascists, Mussolinis, Holocausts, Mosley, and even in the second part there's a mention of lampshades. There's actually a mention of lampshades. Yeah. In the second part of the interview, lampshades. He said, I lost count of the number of Nazis. 2 Hitlers, he said, definitely. 1 Mussolini, 1 Mosley. Anyway, talking about that and various other issues as well. Take 1 or 2 emails and then we'll spread the conversation out and around. It's Global News Talk on Play Talk UK. Darren says, Tom, still loving the show. I'm quite keen to speak to Simon on air. How can I exactly get the opportunity to do this? I don't have Skype currently. Kind regards, Darren. OK, Darren, when we book Simon again to come on the show and field calls, if you stay listening and you hear that he's coming on, I suggest you drop us an email using the email address that you've used at the moment, which is tommy@playradiouk.com, or you can use studio@playradiouk.com, and say, I want to talk to Simon. That sounds to me like as good a way of doing it as any. Simon Darby, MP. This from C3 from Birmingham. An email message. If Weyman Bennett can call a Holocaust denier a Nazi, then what do you call the thousands and thousands of 9/11 conspiracy theorists? Islamofascists? Blimey. Political evolution exists. The BNP are totally different to the old stereotype which was created in the past. Get over it, Weyman, and all other liberal elite robots. Furthermore, I think it was Churchill who said after World War II, fascism, when it returns, will be known as anti-fascism. Eat your heart out, UAF.